360 that came out. It's called Red Dead Redemption, and it is actually what a lot of people refer to as Grand Theft Auto in, I'd say, the Western age, as far as like early 1900s. And before you say anything, I am not a Grand Theft Auto fan because much of the content in that game is not worthy for anything. As far as this game goes, yeah, I know. But basically, as far as this game goes, there's a lot. It's a lot less. I don't know what word I'm looking for here, but it's a lot more suitable for many people to play. It plays a lot like many average shooters and doesn't take that leap that Grand Theft Auto did.
Blowing people's heads off.
Exactly. So basically, it's come back to basics as far as that goes. But then you have this Western feel to it, which is very, very good and fine-tuned. They bring back everything that is in folklore about, say the early 1900s.
You're talking about
the
Wild West.
The Wild West, definitely.
California and stuff like that.
Absolutely. And basically, you've got a lot of those, a lot of underlying themes that are actually, did take place. Like, you eventually cross the border into Mexico and you deal with problems between Texas and Mexico, during that time period. And it's very interesting to fight in certain things that actually took place.
Do you get to fight in the Alamo? Or is that the wrong time period? I'm not very good at my history.
Well, and that's the thing. I'm not quite sure myself. And like we said, we haven't finished these games yet. But I hope that I get a chance to do some sort of Alamo-ish kind of thing.
Gotcha. But I guess you wouldn't win if you did the Alamo? Because even who you are, you're not fighting for the Mexicans.
Yeah,
so, I mean,
that's true.
I guess you would lose.
Right. But basically...
It's not the first time your main character dies off.
Oh, God. Countless games.
Final Fantasy.
Yeah, but it's definitely a good game. The physics are amazing. And you've got a lot of the things that you did during that time period. Like, say you kill an animal on the side of a road. You actually go up there and you skin the animal, and then you sell it to make a profit or something like that, just like anybody would do during that time period, because you would actually...
So it's educational.
It is educational.
Excuses!
Yeah! No, sir, quite literally. You sit there, you kill the animal, and then you sit there and you actually do, gut it open. And it's, not a great image, but hey, you do what you do to survive during that time period. And I guess it's just a way of, giving you another story to go through. And it was made by Rockstar Games, the same people who made Grand Theft Auto. That's why people are comparing the two and whatever, but they're not really comparable as far as there's an excellent multiplayer where it's a free world. Quite literally, they take the campaign world and they put it into multiplayer, and then you join up with, say, a bunch of friends together, and you'll just go in together and just completely take it by storm. And you can create posses, and you ride horses and all sorts of things. And there are a plethora of weapons too. Plethora. There you go.
Plethora. That's another good word.
That's another good
you're
word.
learning.
Yeah, look at that. Real reviews. Oh God. But that's as far as I've gone in Red Dead Redemption. But it's definitely a good game. If you like Grand Theft Auto, you'd buy it. If you didn't like Grand Theft Auto, you should buy it. Brock, hit the camera. Love you, Brock. But I'll send it over to you with Super Mario Galaxy. I'll try to chime in with something that I've had some,
Okay, now I'm going to be really honest. I don't actually own this game yet, but I'm actually really excited to get it because of a little bit that I've heard about it. So when I get it and I play it a little bit, I'll review it for you on reviews. But first, I'll just talk about what I've heard, and that is nothing but good things. This game was said by IGN to be the best game on the Wii so far. If you remember the old one, it's kind of the same concept with planets and islands. And you were saying something earlier about how they didn't really make a new concept, that they built the game around.
Well, that's true.
My point would be that you don't need a gimmick to make a new game, but
that's true.
You got a good solid thing. I mean, new Super Mario Brothers. It's the same thing as before with some added stuff, and that's exactly what this is, but enough added stuff that it is definitely worth buying on its own. One of the things I've heard about this game, as far as replay value goes, is that once you've finished the main plot of the game, you're halfway through, which is really interesting. On the old one, when you got all of the stars, you got all 150 of them, I think there are, then you unlocked Luigi, and you could play. He controlled a little bit differently, slid more on tires. You guys know the drill if you played a Mario game. But this one, there's something called green stars, which as soon as you get 150, you can go back and you can collect all 150 green stars. And they are really hard to get, apparently, and it's really satisfying experience to go through and get them. So I'm really excited about getting this game, playing it, and then reviewing it on real reviews. I'm excited to see how it is.
I definitely am excited for it too. I noticed they brought in some new themes as far as I think Yoshi's in this one.
Yeah, he is.
So that's
and he's
that's
a significant part of it too.
Right,
With
right.
the suits from the old one, like the bee suit, they've got a new one like the cloud suit, and Yoshi's a light bulb or something like that.
And I do enjoy how they keep on keeping the whole franchise fresh with these new mushrooms, power-ups, whatever, what have you. You know, so I'm glad they're doing that. But you know, I mean, I was looking forward to maybe a different concept, maybe in the future. Hopefully, they go to something else. But as far as Mario goes, I don't know where they're going to go from here because when you reach Galaxy. Universe? I don't know.
Super Mario Universe.
Super Mario Universe.
Create
you
your
know,
own planet.
dimensions.
Yeah,
perhaps.
exactly.
I don't know.
There you go. 3D.
3D.
Of course.
Oh, hey.
3D.
It's been a common concept this week.
I know, it really has.
Truly.
On Wednesday, I talked about something called augmented reality, which isn't technically 3D, but it is 2D with like 3D laid on top of it.
Right, right. And
anyway, we can go back to Wednesday and look at that.
And you know, Brett has transformed me. I'm with him on the fact that this is the future as far as
augmented reality is what we're talking about.
Yes, augmented reality.
I can't remember my last point, so we're going to go ahead and move ahead into the future now. And real quick, something upcoming before we get to our big one is Toy Story 3. They're releasing little videos online now. One I just watched them called Ken.
I actually watched them too.
About the Barbie Ken doll, you know, and so they're interviewing him for whatever about the movie.
I personally love the fact that they brought that in because basically they're playing it off as what if there was a Ken doll that didn't meet a Barbie doll or has never seen a Barbie doll. Say he's been living in the Ken Supreme home patented by Barbie company, but he's never, you know, actually been in contact with another Barbie doll. And that's where the premise is coming from because Ken eventually sees this girl appear amongst the toys, and she sees him, and they fall deeply in love. And it's obviously because they're made that way.
Of course.
So, but it's an interesting concept. It's going to bring the kind of like love feel to the story. I think that everybody's going to be searching for.
It's humor. It's Toy Story.
Yeah, it's just humor.
Pixar always makes a good movie. Go see it, please. All of their movies are incredible, and you need to support them. Toy Story 1, I liked. Toy Story 2, I liked. Not as much as the first one, but I liked it. So I'm really excited to see. Pixar has never let me down yet. And I'm really excited about this one.
Absolutely.
I'm really curious as to where they're going after this one because you guys know about the whole thing where they actually had it planned up through like WALL-E since like 1980 or something.
Right, and I'm glad they took this break, believe it or not, because I think they were waiting, and this is kind of unbelievable. They actually planned, our class of 2010, has actually followed the movies perfectly as far as how the timeline is gone. Because the boy in the movie, I don't know if you remember his name.
Yeah, Andy?
Andy, thank you.
Of course it's Andy.
Of course it's Andy. He wrote it on the bottom of Woody's shoe.
He's actually graduating in this movie.
He's actually graduating this year in this movie. And I remember in Toy Story 2 that there was another thing where his mom was like, oh, he's turning this age or something. Or I think that was Toy Story 1. He turned a certain age. And at that time, we were that age, too. So they've actually planned these movies out to fit Andy's, I'd say, schedule of major things that are happening in his life. I don't know if they meant to do that, but it's occurred. And I find that amazing.
He just kind of progresses along like real age, like sometimes comics do that.
Right.
Like for better or for worse, and they do that.
Right. I mean, and as far as that goes, you know, they've planned it out really well. They've taken a nice break. So I mean, it's been quite literally 11 years since a Toy Story movie has been in movie theaters. And this is incredible. That's a huge break, and it's enough for us to be so hyped and so refreshed that we come into this movie thinking this is the greatest thing we're going to see of the summer. So we'll see.
But one of the things that could compete for that is our main point, and that is The Last Airbender, the movie. It's not Avatar The Last Airbender because James Cameron would get mad. They took it.
And I know a lot of people were confused, especially my brother. He was like, is it Avatar, the show I used to watch, or what is this thing with aliens?
Yeah.
So, like,
when I first saw Avatar, I thought it was for The Last Airbender, and I was excited about it, and then it turned out to be something different, and it was still a great experience. But now this is the Avatar, The Last Airbender Avatar.
Right.
And so they're basing it on the first book. It's supposed to be, it's actually going to be a trilogy, hopefully. Go see the movie, support them so they make more. And it's going to be a trilogy of movies, hopefully, and this one is the first book, and the show itself, as you were talking about, went 3 seasons. So I guess we could say that, me not knowing the show very well, that you could split up the trilogy into the 3 seasons and how they went. I don't know how they were segmented.
I do think that that's a good assumption because basically the 3 seasons encompass the water, the earth.